I have now owned the Sony FX6 for about 7 months now, and it's a fantastic camera, but there's just some things about a cinema camera that I just don't like, and in this video, we're gonna talk about it. Now, quick disclaimer, this is probably going to be my last Sony FX6 video because I think I pretty much made every single video that I possibly can regarding the Sony FX6. I want to take this channel in a different direction, and I don't want to keep talking about the same camera over and over and over again. So if there's anything about the Sony FX6 that you're wondering about, watch any of my previously old videos, or if there is something that I haven't talked about and you would really want to know, leave in the comment section below. But for the most part, I'm pretty sure this is going to be my last FX6 video. So without further ado, now we can get into the video. So my number one complaint for owning a cinema camera is going to have to be trying to find a camera bag to even fit a cinema camera. Now, this is something that a lot of people forget about and don't really think about when buying a cinema camera. Now, for me, I have tried a lot of different bags, and the only bag that I found to work for me is my Shimoda Doctor Style bag. Now, if you haven't watched that video, I made an entire video about this bag and why I think it's the best camera bag. I'm gonna link it above for you to watch it. But whenever I'm traveling, especially air travel, I don't bring that bag because there's not a lot of padding or protection inside that bag, and I just don't trust it when it comes to air travel. Especially when you're in the airport, they just throw your bags around. If it's fully rigged out, it's gonna be tossing and turning, and something can really break, and you don't want nothing to break on your cinema camera. So it forces me to use my low pro bag, and if you don't know what that bag is, I'll probably throw a clip of it with me using it on the screen somewhere. But that bag, it's okay. It's the bag that I use for a lot of my hybrid cameras, but when it comes to a cinema camera, it's not deep enough for me to even fit my fully rigged out cinema camera. Now, I could just disassemble it and throw it in a bag, and that does work, but whenever I'm on set, I want to utilize my time. I don't want to waste time having to rig a cinema camera out, and honestly, that can take a lot of time rigging your camera out. Whenever you're on set, you just want to be ready and you want to go, you want to pick up the camera and start filming. You don't really want to waste time trying to rig out a camera. We're really trying to figure out what type of bag that's going to be able to fit a rigged out size cinema camera. That's something that a lot of people neglect and tend to forget when making that purchase. And for me, it's kind of annoying, it's kind of tedious, especially when, again, I have to travel. Second thing for me is going to, again, tie back into travel. It's going to be the size. Now, I boasted about this camera being a great size for a cinema camera. It looks heavy, it looks kind of big and bulky, but it's really not. If you ever held an FX6 in person, it's surprisingly light. It just looks big and bulky. But the reason why I find it to be an issue whenever I travel, especially for like vacation, whenever I'm traveling on vacation, I like to just bring a smaller camera just so I can make a little YouTube travel cinematic film. I don't want to necessarily bring the FX6, I just don't want to carry it around. And the fact that I no longer have a hybrid camera and I only have a cinema camera, that can get kind of tedious because there's times where I really just want to throw a smaller camera in a bag and carry just one lens and maybe two at most and just go out and film something. I don't really want to have to carry a cinema camera that has a side handle, a top handle for the audio. I just don't want to have to do all that, especially if I'm in a foreign country and I'm by myself. I don't really want to walk around with a big camera like that in my hand. There's just no need to, and I just don't want to. So that can honestly be another drawback in owning a cinema camera versus a smaller hybrid camera, the travel aspect of it. And the third thing for me, I couldn't really think of too many reasons on why I would dislike having a cinema camera because, again, I really do love this camera. It gets the job done and it works with my workflow so perfectly. But the third thing is going to be the rig cost. Now, luckily with the Sony FX6, when you buy it, it's pretty much ready and good to go. You don't really have to rig it up. When you buy this camera, it comes with a side handle and it comes with a top handle. So pretty much only thing you really need is just a lens. Honestly, Sony gives you a choice to rig it up if you want to, but you have a cinema camera, so why wouldn't you want to rig it up? I rig mine up, but I don't have it a crazy big rig, and you really don't need to make it a crazy big rig. Mine is pretty minimal, but it gets the job done and it works for my workflow and it helps me in what I do, and I love it. You have a cinema camera, so you're going to want to rig it up, but that also costs money. If you want more battery power, you're gonna have to get a V-mount battery. Not only a V-mount battery, but you're gonna have to get a V-mount battery plate because it doesn't have integrated V-mount locking system. If you want a different top handle because you don't like the top handle that comes with the Sony camera, you're gonna have to purchase a top handle. If you wanna get a quick release plate for your tripods, you're gonna have to invest money into that. But overall, you don't really have to invest too much money into this cinema camera. I think this is one of the cheapest cinema cameras that you can buy when it comes to cost of rigging. All in all, I couldn't really find too many reasons to complain about owning this camera. I guess the biggest issues that I have when owning a cinema camera just all tie into the travel aspect of it, especially since now I'm getting back into doing a lot more travels. This cinema camera is not ideal for me when it comes to travels, because most of these travels I'm doing are for this YouTube channel. So having this big camera for travel for me makes me really regret getting rid of the Sony a7S III that I had, but only for that. So all in all, that concludes everything that I wanted to talk about regretting a cinema camera, I guess you can say. But another thing I do want to talk about and mention in this video is I'm thinking about hosting a filmmaker meetup. I'm not 100% sure yet if I want to do it. I don't even know if a lot of my audience who watch me are even in Florida. If you are, leave in the comment section below if that's something that would be kind of interesting to you. I never hosted a meetup. I never hosted anything, in all honesty. So if there's enough people who would be interested in having like an Orlando filmmaker meetup, if you're close to Orlando or if you're in Orlando, and you think that this would be something cool that you would want to attend, I would love to host it. And my idea and vision for even wanting to do this is I just want to bring the community of everyone who's in Florida like me together and give us a chance to network, give us an opportunity to meet new faces, to interact with people, brainstorm ideas. No matter what type of skill level you're at or no matter what you do, I really want to just bring everybody together. Something that I normally don't do, but I want to get out my comfort zone and do something like that. Also, another idea that I had that I'm still thinking about, all this I'm just still thinking about, I'm not really sure yet, but I do want to host a meetup where I want to host like a contest, I should say. I want to give everybody like a week to go out there and create something, create a short film, create a cinematic travel video, whatever it may be that you want to create, just create something. And I want to host it and have a screening. So it's going to be completely free. I'm not going to charge anybody for anything. I don't know if it's going to cost me a lot of money to do all this. I've never done anything like this, but for the most part, I think for the first time, I want to keep it free. So if you have a video, if you have a vision, if you have an idea, I'm going to figure out a way I can have you guys submit it, and we can host it at a screening so we all can come together. Even if it's just 10 of us, 5 of us, 15, I don't care. If it's at least more than 5 people, I'm gonna say, then I wanna bring us together and we all go to the screening, we all watch each other's short films that we created, and then we can give a little speech talking about our vision behind it, et cetera, and then we can all give each other feedback, help each other out, you know, just network, basically just network. If that's something that's interested to you, and you live in the Florida area, leave in the comment section below, because if I don't get a lot of people who comment that are in Florida, then I'm not gonna do it. If that is something that interests you, please leave in the comment section below, especially if you're in Florida. If you feel like you would attend this and you would wanna meet people, then let me know and I'll figure out something on how I can host this. Again, I never hosted anything before, so I'm not too sure yet, but I think that's something I do want to do. I think it'll be a very cool experience and interesting to meet all you guys. So without further ado, that's pretty much all that I want to talk about in today's video. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna catch you in the next video. Abiantu, Manjoni.